One might think that tycoon games are more about ruthless capitalism, rewarding players for finding the most efficient ways of emptying the wallets of their digital constituency. But Planet Coaster from Frontier Developments goes to show that creativity and artistry can play an important, even vital role in the genre. Planet Coaster is the spiritual successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and picks up right where the series left off. Players familiar with the franchise will feel right at home, increasing the profitability of their theme park by managing the various needs of their attendees. You'll still hire mechanics to keep your rides going and janitors to keep the paths clean. You'll still combat hunger and thirst with hot dog shops and soda stalls. But for the most part, all of these systems have been streamlined. The needs of your guests and staff are easily accessible and communicated often enough with notifications. On the whole, the management side of the game definitely takes a backseat to the creative one. Creating a profitable park is a lot less difficult than creating one that actually looks good. Planet Coaster has 3 modes: the purely creative sandbox mode, the objective-driven pre-made parks of the career mode, and the challenge mode, which tasks players with starting a park from scratch and completing a set of rolling, random goals. The last one being the place players really looking for a management-focused experience will want to spend the most time. The biggest changes come in the form of scenery, which has been drastically overhauled. The improvements are numerous, with changes to placement and appearance, even the ability to search and filter. Ride events have been expanded, giving players more options in terms of dark rides and animatronics. Structures can now be grouped into a single building for easy moving, and can even be saved as a blueprint for later use. These blueprints, which can include rides, scenery, or even entire parks, also make use of the Steam Workshop tools, allowing players to upload their creations for others to use in their games. Even the terrain shaping tools have been expanded, offering players more ways to build tunnels, arches, and underground rides and paths. It's certainly more robust, but the toolset is easily the most obtuse and difficult to understand in the game. All of these changes to scenery are important for more than just your personal aesthetic enjoyment. Rides now have scenery ratings, which take into account how many pieces of scenery are in the vicinity. This rating affects how much you can charge for a ride and how interested your patrons will be in it. This is an important change, as it takes the focus away from cramming parks with as many rides as possible and more on including actual themes in your theme park. One problem though, there are no in-game tutorials. Instead, there are links to tutorial videos on YouTube which do an okay job of going over the general ideas. The game is helped by a good UI and some decent tooltips, but overall the system serves as the least graceful way of teaching players your mechanics since reading manuals. Planet Coaster is almost therapeutic in its relentless bombardment of positivity. Everything from the character models and animation to the soundtrack are meant to instill the players with the childlike euphoria of being in a theme park. Frontier manages to walk a fine line between easily accessible toolsets for creating rides and scenery and overly complicated ones that feel ripped from an actual game engine. It's an important distinction that allows the game to facilitate creativity without alienating players. Those looking for a deep tycoon experience that allows them to micromanage every last ounce of profitability out of their parks may want to look elsewhere. Players, instead, looking for a game that gives them the tools they need to create the Disney World park of their dreams, themed after the life and times of Pierce Brosnan, will find that Planet Coaster has almost everything they need.